Like a swamp monster, something that's covered in grass and moss.
These creatures sought refuge in the swamp, never left.
I've never seen anything like that.
It's a swamp creature. It's a tall, hairy creature. Pretty much Bigfoot in the swamp.
This animal's coming to the surface for only a second or two. And what did I see?
This thing walked on two legs. It walked like a human, but it wasn't human.
Within the haunting domains of moss-draped trees and brackish waters, unknown beasts emerged from the marshy bottoms to expose sinister secrets. Let's part the mossy curtains and see which creature this man's camera caught crawling out of the swamp. A night fishing expedition turned into the most horrific experience for this fisherman, when instead of a fish, he encountered something truly harrowing. Using chicken bait, he patiently waited. After a while, something mysterious emerged with creepy eyes, huge arms, and dark, terrifying features. The swamp monster gradually approached the edge, snatching the fleshy treat. Upon realizing it was being observed, it swiftly retreated and was never seen again. Stuck lizard. This fisherman from Malaysia was on a fishing trip when he saw something unusual in the distance.
Monster, gimana ini?
Upon getting closer, he was shocked to see a monitor lizard stuck in a tree branch. The lizard had grown frustrated after hanging for so long and was struggling to get free. To help the poor animal, the man went and saw that the hook was stuck in its mouth. Once freed, it jumped the boat, causing him to fall into the water.
Fish. Lawan.
Fortunately, he got back on the boat. But how and why the lizard got to the hook is the real question. Loch Ness Monster. In 2018, a man was having his morning coffee by the Tynemouth Haven when he saw something unusual swimming on the surface of the water. Wanting to show others as well, he started recording the weird snake-like animal that was lurking underwater, but all I could see was its tail. When posted, the video gained many comments, with people speculating as to what this creature was. Many said that it was the legendary Loch Ness Monster, but nothing was said for sure, as the creature remained unidentified. Mud Monster! This one might seem like a scene from the 2005 fantasy movie The Brothers Grimm. This anonymously posted video featured a mysterious creature raising its head out of the muddy water. And then, after a few seconds, it dunked its head back into the pool. The entire commotion was very creepy. With just his assumed head out of the mud, it seemed faceless with no apparent eyes or mouth. Could it be the real mud monster lurking, or just a false impression? Humanoid Tick.
Holy! What is happening?
Now, here is another odd-looking creature that was discovered near a pond, with its humanoid face that lacks antennas and a giant body supported by 4 pairs of legs. The strange arachnids seem to be a hybrid between a tick and a human. The shocking clip made rounds on the internet, with everyone trying to figure out the mysterious being. Many were left terrified by the discovery, while others claimed that it was fake. However, I would like you guys to guess, a humanoid tick or simply a hoax? 50 foot of mystery.
Anaconda.
This video of a giant anaconda went viral, leaving people stunned. The enormous snake was found swimming in the middle of a Brazilian river and was believed to be around 50 feet long. Many people doubted the reality of the clip.
Anaconda.
The video was later debunked despite its hyper-realism. But wildlife enthusiasts still believe that such a huge anaconda could exist somewhere on Earth.
É grande, ó.
mysterious figure. While on an adventurous trip to the woods, a group of friends accidentally capture a very mysterious sight. At a pitch-black place with flashlights being the only source of light, a scary white figure appeared at some distance and quickly passed by. Strangely, the friend group didn't seem to notice the figure and continued their tour. However, after noticing it later in the video, they decided to share it to warn others to stay away from that place. River Odity. A giant weird creature was found floating in a river near a village in Indonesia. Villagers measured the creature to be about 23 meters long and 4 meters wide. Residents said it was the river monster who used to exist long ago, while others believed it to be a decomposing carcass of a marine mammal. But we'd like to hear your thoughts about the identity of this creature. Sneaky creature. On a fishing trip, a fisherman's eye caught a strange scene. From a distance, he saw an unknown being swimming on the water's surface. As he moved further, it sneakily swam by right under his boat. An alligator? Or an anaconda? The entity was an anomaly, as it didn't look like something you'd find in a river. Fortunately, he caught it on camera. Otherwise, no one would have believed him. Water ghost. As if swamps and murky waters weren't scary enough, a bizarre creature emerged, startling the onlookers. With its red eyes, fang-like teeth, and a demon-like face, many attribute it to a person wearing a mask playing a trick. While some dismissed it as a prank, others were genuinely terrified. The debate continues whether the water ghost was real or just a clever illusion. What are your thoughts on it? Skunk Ape. Years ago, a weird black giant creature was witnessed behind the trees in Lettuce Lake Park, Florida. The giant seemed to be moving around, while the person recording the video was scared and kept his distance. The unknown creature was said to be a giant skunk ape, a mythical creature that looked like a giant ape and had a horrid smell, hence the name. This suspicious creature, after offering a terrifying sight, vanished back into the dense woods and was never seen again.
Let's go.
Three-Eyed Fish.
Dude, did I just catch a three-eyed?
This trowel turned out to be a mother of all surprises when, after grabbing it, the angler observed it closely. The fish he caught had an extra eye on its head.
Dude, did I just catch a three-eyed?
The two eyes were normally placed, while the third eye was present in front, giving the fish a very unusual look.
Yep, that happened. Three-eyed.
Not wanting to keep it, the man released the rare fish back into the water.
I'll see you later, buddy.
In 2017, another fish was caught with a similar mutation, but this fish had its third eye right between its two eyes. These mutant fish seem like the three-eyed fish from The Simpsons, aired years before the discovery. Tigerfish.
Nah, those teeth.
On a nice fishing expedition, this man came across one of the scariest fish out there. The Goliath tigerfish got the name because of its tiger-like teeth. The fearsome giant is given the title of the river monster because this 150-pound creature is notorious for feeding on crocodiles, as it uses its razor-sharp teeth as a weapon and tackles any predator who tries to prey on it. Lagoon Catch.
This is one of the coolest fish ever.
When this man came across a hidden lagoon in Guana, he wanted to try his luck fishing for a big catch.
Oh, monster.
Spoiler alert, he did catch a big fish.
Dang.
But catching a very furious giant fish that doesn't want to be bothered is quite an adventure. While waiting for the catch, he felt something took the bait.
That almost ripped the rod out of my hand.
The fish was far bigger than he had first thought. It thrashed around to get free. He finally got into the water and found it was a giant arapaima.
Wow.
That was about 300 pounds. He proudly showed off his gigantic catch to the camera. Decomposing Giant. A very strange scene was captured in the woods of Brazil. A giant anaconda was decomposing, lying up front in the middle of the forest. The serpent was huge and had a great length. Its skull was unveiled, and its skin seemed to be hollowed out in some areas due to the decaying process. The sight was proof of the brutal nature. Creepy wetland creature.
What is that, Mom?
In 2021, a boy walking along a swamp captured a mysterious creature crawling in the water.
What is that, Mom?
With its dark, slimy skin, absence of limbs, and an unusual head, the critter was observed squeezing its body. The video was posted online for identification, but its origin remains unknown. If any of you have insights, feel free to share your thoughts on what this wetland creature could be. River mystery. Filmed last year in Indonesia, a man during his fishing adventure captures something really freaky. Just as he was about to throw his rod and reel, a black hue started to appear on the surface and spread like someone was spewing black matter from inside the water. The water bubbled where the unusual dark matter emerged. Before he could figure out what it was, the bizarre occurrence suddenly disappeared, leaving everyone to question what it was. Swamp mystery. This fisherman from the Philippines stumbled upon a puzzling creature he couldn't identify. Wanting to catch the mystery and reveal it to his partner, he started recording. The unusual being was swimming just below the surface. He tried to catch it with his bare hands twice, but it was faster. It seemed like a snake slithering in the water. The creature didn't remain unidentified for long, as it was revealed to be an eel who gave them the scare. Eel. This famous freshwater detective discovered something very peculiar near a swamp. It sneakily slithered like a snake in the grass. The detective caught it and thought it was an electric eel.
It may look like a true eel,
but it turned out to be a rare swamp eel. The reason this eel was on the ground is that they are usually able to breathe air. But being on the hunt for another eel species, he lets the swamp eel go into the water. Mammoth discovered. A tar pit in downtown Los Angeles had been home to several completely preserved species for thousands of years. But a Colombian mammoth's nearly complete skeleton was a very prominent find among others. They found the giant's 200-pound skull, jaws, and 10-foot husks. The uncovered giant was believed to be around 48 to 50 years old when he passed away in the pit. It's quite phenomenal how these ancient animals were just naturally preserved. Anaconda attack. Snakes are known to be one of the most feared reptiles in the entire animal kingdom, and for the right reasons. Have a look at this anaconda wrapped around a cow. Usually, it's very uncommon for them to attack such big animals. And this anaconda seemed to realize its mistake and easily set the cow free. But not before giving it a good scare. Slimy Blob.
It's definitely gross.
Marine life is truly a mystery to humans, just like this brain-shaped slimy blob.
Actually, an animal. It's a colonial animal, so it's kind of like a blob.
This blob was discovered in the Lost Lagoon in Vancouver Park.
It's definitely gross.
Experts said that it was not a single individual, but a colony of bryozoans.
So it's called a bryozoan.
These genetically identical individuals are wrapped around with a layer of slime.
So you'll have one individual tiny animal, a single cell.
Their presence had undergone unnoticed until they were discovered in 2017. These blobs might seem strange, but they are entirely harmless. Washed up alien. Scientists were left scratching their heads when an alien-like gigantic creature washed up on the beach in New Jersey. It didn't have any fins or a tail to be called some weird species of fish. Many people first believed that it was an alien, while others assumed it to be an oceanic chupacabra. Later, the scientific community came forward and said they were not sure what this animal was, but it might be a discovery. But seeing such creatures appear out of the blue could be very scary. Thief Gator.
Oh my god.
This little boy was having a good time fishing near a coast in Florida when something unpredictable happened. His father was recording his son when he caught a fish. As he was reeling in his catch, suddenly an alligator charged out of the water and stole his fish, leaving the kid scared and everyone else shocked.
Oh my.
The culprit not only took the boy's catch, but also took the fishing rod along with the fish. The little boy was probably scared for life and wouldn't want to fish ever again. Tailless alligator.
One of the more common birth defects that American alligators will have when they hatch.
At an alligator adventure park in South Carolina, an abnormal alligator was hatched from an egg. Bob, a female alligator, was born without a tail.
One of the more common birth defects that American alligators will have when they hatch.
And this was very unusual, as the tail is their most important body part, second to their jaw.
Tail is the alligator's, next to its jaws, is a crocodilian's most important appendage.
Living without a tail can pose many difficulties as it helps in swimming, but Bob and the park workers have adapted to her congenital defect. They keep the water level low and hand feed her as she's unable to chase the prey.
Bob's gotta have to be hand-fed because you can't chase the food.
Experts believe that Bob couldn't have survived in the wild, but being in the park, she has not only survived, but also became a favorite among visitors. Giant squid. In 2015, onlookers of Toyama Bay, Japan, were shocked when a giant squid, a deep-sea inhabitant, was seen swimming in the Bay of Japan. Watching a giant squid is not an everyday sight, so a number of people started gathering around to capture a glimpse of this elusive creature. Initially, it was assumed to be sick or injured. However, nothing was wrong, as it looked lively. Estimated to be 12 feet in length, this giant squid might have lost its way and reached the bay, but it was guided toward the ocean, where it disappeared back into the deep sea. Infested Alligator Gar. Catching an alligator gar might not be common for some anglers, but laying hands on a gar like this is truly shocking. This alligator gar was found infested with a parasite called Argulus.
So I wanted to show you all this real quick. These are Argulus,
which had spread across its body. Witnessing the aquatic creature in distress, the fishermen decided to help by removing the irritating parasites.
Insane on this gar, so we're just gonna kind of clean her off a little bit.
After successfully ridding the gar of this fatal infestation, it was released back into the depths.
We got her all cleaned up of the parasites. See you, big girl.
Massive python. While driving through the thick vegetation, a man noticed something gigantic lying on the trail. The serpent seemed to be frozen midway. Something might have fallen prey to it. Not wanting to disturb the resting massive python, the man swiftly drove off. Mysterious creature.
Oh my god. It's disgusting.
This weird creature was seen creeping on the porch of a house in the UK. The family was shocked to see the rat-like crawler whose origin was unknown.
Oh my god. It's disgusting.
With no prominent limbs and seemingly missing eyes or mouth, its movement resembled a gigantic maggot.
Oh my god, I've never seen anything like it.
The exact identity of this creature couldn't be confirmed, as its body was far longer than a rat. Was this some new species or just some mutant rat? The answer isn't known yet. Snake shed. While exploring the woods, this man found something truly incredible. Something resembling a fish net caught his attention. Upon closer inspection, he discovered it was the shed skin of a snake. The serpent had shed its skin so skillfully that even the eye holes were still visible. Further examination revealed it belonged to a cobra, suggesting that the snake had left after shedding its old exterior layer. It's genuinely mind-blowing to witness how nature operates. Humanoid creature! This man was exploring the swampy area under a bridge in North Dallas when he captured an unusual sight. Behind the long bushes was a strange human-like creature. Wait, let's rewind and see in slow motion. That figure with twig-thin arms just ran under the dark bridge. The man, being flustered, dropped his camera. How terrifying is it to be in the vicinity of such a creeper? Snake or alien? We've all seen strange bathroom creatures, but I can bet you wouldn't have seen anything of this sort. A family in Malaysia was left fearful when they found a really bizarre creature crawling out of their bathroom. The footage showed a black entity slithered like a snake, but had an unusually large body. It seemed faceless, or maybe it was just a lighting issue. The family believed that the creature must have been living in the pipes and came out to get some air or food. Giant Anaconda. While fishing in a Puerto Rico river, a fisherman saw something unexpected peeking out of the water. Upon getting closer, he discovered it was a gigantic anaconda swimming in the water. The man pulled the serpent from the water onto the land. It had yellow, green, and gray-colored patterns, with a huge bulge in its belly. It might have been resting after eating something huge. Discovery aside, catching such a mighty snake with bare hands is very courageous. Scary encounter.
Kok mundur jalannya? Ini kepalanya.
Have a look at this horrifying humanoid creature.
Kok mundur jalannya? Ini kepalanya menghadap saya loh.
An Indonesian man discovered a skinny humanoid being, but there was nothing humane about it. With limbs bent backward and an abnormally curved body, it continuously flexed its arms while approaching the man. And here, the video suddenly ended, leaving behind many questions. Did the man manage to escape, or did he become a victim of that unsettling entity? River apocalypse.
Fish for as far as the eye can see. Hundreds of thousands of them, perhaps millions of them.
This scene looks like the apocalypse has hit this river. Earlier this year, Australia was struck with an unfortunate incident when a huge number of fish in the Darling River were unalived. Authorities and the residents were shocked to see the unexpected damage. The reason was later revealed to be the reduced levels of oxygen in the water. The same thing happened in 2018 in Australia due to receding waters and drought. It's truly heartbreaking to see marine life suffer the unkind consequences of human actions.
Caused by the government, environmental disaster, and look at these iconic fish of Australia being treated like this. You have to be bloody disgusted with yourself.
Tailless fish. This strange fish was captured in an unknown location. The fish was in a very unusual condition, as it was missing its tail. Some predators might have bitten off the tail. The tail is the fish's most important body part, as it helps in swimming. The fish struggled to make its way in the water, but still managed to do it slowly. It won't be able to survive long if it doesn't grow its tail back, as predators might attack, and it's not fast enough. Another fish was captured in an incredible clip where it survived after being cut in half. The fish was unable to move around, and most of its body was missing. But it's amazing how it's still alive. Slimy Rock creature. This clip from an unknown location proves how many little organisms could be breathing around us while we remain clueless. The person recording came across this unusual rock, as there were a lot of different creatures sticking to it.
Rock over star. Crabs.
But one of them in particular looked extremely bizarre. Two such creatures didn't seem apparent at first, but when he focused the camera, they were visible. They looked slimy and floppy, crawling down the rock.
It looks like dirt moving.
It seemed like a slug, but a super thin body. But their true identity is still unknown. Creepy octopus. We have seen all kinds of mysterious creatures, but this one right here has a super cool mechanism. This octopus was captured creeping into the mud. Forming a hole in the mud, it pushed its tentacles along with its head and disappeared within seconds. It remained shallow buried to allow air and water to enter. Another video was captured near a seashore, where an octopus disappeared under the sand in a matter of seconds. How cool was that? You'd never know there was an octopus just beneath the surface. Underwater creature. This clip of an unusual creature was captured at a depth of 3,753 feet in the Indian Ocean. At first, it seemed to be some kind of a shape-shifting object as it suddenly transformed into a whole new creature. From an octopus-looking creature to a completely different being, it was continuously changing its shape. And then suddenly, poof, it's gone. It kept the experts in a mystery. Then, later it was identified as blood-bellied jellyfish. They have this amazing ability to camouflage to avoid predators. Lizard Man. 8 years back in South Carolina, a mysterious creature grabbed the attention of locals right after its pictures were shared online. With red eyes and a massive tail, a 7-foot-tall alleged lizard man was seen lurking on the streets of town. Evidence was brought in as the creature was held responsible for causing a disturbance in the area after leaving scratch marks on vehicles. It's not the first time a lizard man was sighted, as the sighting of this elusive creature was also reported back in the late 80s. Even after several investigations, the origin of the lizard man is still a mystery. Mucous Mold. A group of environmentalists researching near a local swamp in Nebraska were left bewildered when they came across an odd-limbed creature in the water. The white object seemed to be moving on its own, making it even more mysterious. Many believe that this was a mucus-like slime that moved because of the fish that might have hid it underwater, but nothing similar to the statement has been seen. In some places, the slime was seen growing together, but it could still survive alone as well. The creature remained a mystery as to how it was present in the marshy area and was able to move on its own. Two-headed catfish. A two-headed catfish may sound like a mythical marine animal, but this creature is real. Last year in November, a small two-headed catfish was captured from a river, although it is very rare because such mutants usually don't survive long. This small catfish with a fully grown second head in the place of its tail was filmed defying all the odds. A lot of commentators started joking about the fish, and some even claimed it to be a fake one. However, the way the creature was wriggling seemed real. Lake Champlain Monster. A couple of years back, while diving in the Lake Champlain Monster, a diver had a not-so-affectionate run-in with the champ. The swimming dinosaur-like creature charged toward the diver furiously. It had its mouth open, scaring the diver to the bones. Many people deemed the clip fake. But even if it's the brilliant work of CGI or real, the encounter was surely terrifying. Birdie Fish. A bird flies in the sky and a fish swims in the water. What if I told you a bird like a fish was flying in the water? No, it's not some nonsense. A couple of months back, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources was stumped when they came across the video of such a bizarre creature. A bird-like fish flying underwater.
Of this odd creature.
It seemed to have wings like fins to help in commotion.
Like, of course it's not, but I mean, that motion looks very much like a wing flap.
After moving around for a bit, it disappeared underwater. What this creature was, it's still unknown.
Don't know what it is either. They said it could be a sea slug.
Muddy footprints. On a hiking trip, a man found something very odd in the woods. He came across footprints of a giant imprinted on the muddy ground. The mysterious footprints could have been of any giant living around the area. At first he thought they were bear tracks, but the region didn't have any bears.
You know, was this a bear track or something? Because we do have bears around here, but just...
A little further from the footprint, the man recording found a mud hole, and inside there was a turtle. With unfazed eyes, the turtle had either passed away or it just wanted the man gone.
Little eastern box turtle having a nice mud bath.
But the real question is, who those footprints belong to? Mud skipper. Now have a look at this weird larva-like creature that was captured in the mud. It had an even weirder moving mechanism. The person recording decided to make the mud animal move with chopsticks. Just as the chopsticks touched its body, it started to skip the mud and jumped away. It was none other than a baby mud skipper. These fish live in mud and move around by skipping the mud. So, have you seen this land-walking fish before, or is this the first time you've seen it? Now it's time for today's open discussion. This picture captured during a night expedition has left the internet terrors struck, as it shows an encounter of a fisherman with an Indonesian swamp monster. The humanoid figure seemed to be covered with branches and could be seen emerging out of dirty water. Only the upper half of its body was visible, while the other half was hidden underwater. The figure had creepy eyes and was moving its arm toward the man standing near him. One of the guys gathered the courage and got near the creature, but fortunately it didn't attack. It was probably one of the most scary encounters. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.